Hello, and welcome back to Flip Dish Takeaways, where we bring you insights, tips, and great takeaways from the restaurant and hospitality industry from around the world. I'm your host, Yvonne Morgan. As more and more people change their eating habits, many restaurants have adapted to cater for varying diets, whether vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free. In this episode, I talked to Pankaj Rowat about his Indian restaurant, Bell Bottom, in Scotland. He tells us about his passion for cooking at home, how this led to the creation of the Indian restaurant in Edinburgh, and now his love for authentic Indian dishes inspired him to introduce a vegan menu to his customers. He explains the differences between authentic Indian cuisine and the typical dishes found in Indian restaurants around the UK. He walks us through the changes he needs to make to his kitchen to adapt to vegan cooking, and how listening to his customers' feedback was a key in helping to develop the menu. Finally, we talk about his plans for the future of Bell Bottom, including his new 3-kitchen restaurant, catering not only for his regular customers, but for vegan and gluten-free diets as well. Thanks, Pankaj, for joining once again to Flip Dish Takeaways. Really excited to have you here today. And wanted to just kick off by asking you to tell me a little bit about yourself and Bell Bottom.
Sure, yeah. My name is Pankaj, and I started, I'm the owner of Bell Bottom, Edinburgh. And it's an Indian takeaway restaurant established in capital city. And about me, I'm an hospitality student. I studied hotel management, and from there, it's a long journey coming from India to Scotland and Edinburgh, and then working for small companies, realizing there is a mass demand of having something which is good and extremely new with Indian food. And this is where I, small by small, slowly, by learning, by working in small restaurants and takeaways, that there is what exactly was missing, and getting an idea of what better and how I can improve the Indian food delivery services. And this is where I come with an idea of opening a Bell Bottom and bringing something new to the capital city and with the better services. And that's how Bell Bottom started.
So tell me more about the name of Bell Bottom and how you came up with the name.
The Bell Bottom name, it just come up with. There was a movie which shooted, Bollywood movie which shooted in Scotland, in Glasgow, named Bell Bottom, and so I've been working as a very small short role in that movie. So that's what been. I got a call from a casting agency that would you like to work in a movie named Bell Bottom, which was in 2019 September, and I was like, okay, well, yes, and I said yes to them just to experiment myself to be how the Indian Bollywood movies work like in Scotland. When I was getting this role done, and I was very excited telling my friends about it, there is a movie getting shooted in Glasgow named Bell Bottom. And I'm very, very happy about it to be part of it. And it's a very leading actors in it and from the Bollywood. And then at the same time, I was thinking of a name which can be very catchy, very unique, and it will be easy to remember for the people in Edinburgh. And then the only thing my friend and when I was discussing with him in the car, he said, "Why don't you just keep the name Bell Bottom?" It was very popular in the 80s and 90s. It was a trouser, and everyone can relate with it. So that's how I thought, like, no, something what we're trying to do is an authentic Indian food without adding any colors into the food, without adding any additives to the food, just pure Indian food. And when you talk pure, then we need to get something very trendy and stylish back in the days, and now we're relating to it, and that's how Bell Bottom name comes up.
Oh, what a great story! And you mentioned that your menu consists of authentic Indian food, and that it's very pure, and you're using pure ingredients. Have you added an additional menu or any additional items to the menu recently?
Yes. So as I said, when you go into a business as an entrepreneur, the only way to learn more about your product as the customer you're selling it to, the people you're selling it to, and they are the best critics about what you're selling and what you're doing. And if you listen to as an entrepreneur to the people you're trying to sell your product, they will tell you the answers. And in the beginning, when we started doing it, the concept of Indian food is fat and greasy, which was every time when I go out with drinks with my friends or go out in a small gathering, everyone just mentioned that Indian food is so fat and greasy, and we only get once a week just to feel very full. And I said, Indian food is not fat and greasy. it has a lot to give, and yes, that's missing in UK. So when I opened Bell Bottom, my first condition with my work head chef Ganesh Bhatt, and he is very keen on getting something what my vision and his vision, work vision, were matching together. And then while serving 6 months in Edinburgh to our customers, everyone say, why you don't do vegan? Because there's a mass vegan community is expanding in all over the Scotland, all over the world, and everyone looking for more vegetarian options, plant-based option. And I said, yes, we can do. Indian food is mostly made itself. It's a vegan and vegetarian and plant-based. It's just the nature is we have to a little bit change the way we sell the food, and it will become more vegan than any other cuisine which is selling in the market. So we added a completely new menu, which is named as Vegan Fresh, and we are the first Indian takeaway in Edinburgh who's doing a vegan menu. Where else we also keeping our old customer by selling the Bell Bottoms original menu. So yes, we added a complete new fresh line of vegan food, and which is doing really, really good in Edinburgh. People got more variety, more choice in Indian food, and it's doing great just now. Yes.
Oh, that's excellent. And are you a vegan yourself?
I was so my family and we are a vegetarian family, and I was vegetarian for 21 years from my born, and took a whole year time and coming to UK. When I comes to Scotland, first time, that's where I tried the McDonald's first. When it says cheeseburger, and coming from India, I didn't know cheeseburger means it's a beef.
Right.
I was so confused when I was very new as a student in Edinburgh, and I was going to McDonald's. I said, I'm very hungry and I want to have something very quick before I go to my university. And I said, I was looking into the whole menu, and I said, cheeseburger means there's cheese in it. So I had it, and that's where I realized, no, it's not cheese, it's something else as well. But I loved it so much. I said, no, it tastes so good. I think I should keep eating this one. And then only I got further exposure on it, and then it's not cheese, it's beef, and it's a mince, and that's how this. I said, but it tastes so good. I can eat next time as well. And this is where then my working changed, and lifestyle changed a bit of more onto the lifestyle as well. And then I get into tasting of where I used to work as a chef. I used to start tasting the food, and it's more like in India we have an option that you cook something, and you can use the right equipments to measure if the chicken is cooked properly, if the beef is cooked properly, if the meat is cooked, and then you can just serve it. Here, whereas in Scotland, when you cook, you need to taste it as well, that you're giving the right dish, and that's where it's all started. And I started slowly my lifestyle and my dietary completely changed.
And I know that for religious reasons and other reasons, there's a long history of vegetarian and vegan food in India. I think it's said that there's more vegetarians in India than anywhere in the rest of the world combined,
Yes.
Which is super interesting. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. Coming from a Hindu family, and so my father is little very religious, I say, and he never had any meat, and that's where because of my father not eating the meat, my mom decided she's not gonna have it as well. And but we've been given an option: if you want to eat eggs, or if you want to try something new, you can do it outside, but not at home. So that's true. And India is very big population which eat vegetarian food. It's there's so many reasons behind it. Religiously, a lot, but also because it's health related as well. The meat, because it's a country very hot, and when eating meat, which is not so considered as healthy option, eating meat once in a week, it's again the way it's all been transformed. The meat has always been expensive in India. To buy meat or buy chicken, it's always cost a lot of money, and it's added to your ration of your weekly budget. So when there is a lot of other ways which are cheaper ways to be healthy, have a healthy meal, which is lentils, vegetables are easily available. Fresh vegetables are available all the time in the market, so you don't have to replicate the option that you can still add a lot of good spices to taste your vegetables as taste of meat as well. I know it's typical me. Again, if my friends knows me, then I always try to make my recipes and says, if you don't add chicken there, we can add aubergine in it. It will taste like a little bit similar to what it is. So this is my brain all the time. I try to work it like, if we don't gonna add meat, what we can add? We can add this. We can add lentils, and it tastes more better. So this is what I think Indian moms in the kitchen thinks as well.
Interesting.
Let's save that extra 100 rupees by not buying meat or chicken, but we can buy more paneer, which is an Indian cottage cheese, and that's a healthier option. We can buy more on the aubergine. We can buy a lot of tomatoes. We can buy a lot of spinach. So that's a huge vegetable options are available in the market, and that can easily be replaced by meat. And this is why India has a very big population which eats vegetarian meals and considered to be meat. But also, if you go back in the history, it's always like this. The oil is been a lot of oil needs to cook meat products as well. A lot of ghee, which is clarified butter, required to cook meat to get it tender and a little bit fried. Whereas vegetables require just a pinch of oil or butter, and it will cook the whole by steam and water, which is added to the vegetables.
Interesting. So it sounds like you almost use some of your experiences from maybe your mother's cooking or different kind of environments that you were in within your life to help influence some of the decisions on what you brought to the your vegan menu.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you learned in the process about, let's say, Indian recipes or equipping your kitchen to be able to serve vegan food?
Yes. What the extra we need to do is we need to get a separate fryer as well. So when you started doing something, I always feel like either to do it with the whole all heart and put a lot of efforts into it. So we're not misleading our customers. When we say vegan, we have to change the fry pans where we make the curries in. The fryer, we use the oil because we also started doing, since we started the vegan, we started doing our chickpeas non-veg. So we need to fry them as well as like making like an falafel thing, and then we fry them. We started doing vegan haggis non-veg, which again we fry it in the corn flour batter just to get like more texture to it. All this stuff, vegan hash brown non-veg. Again, for hash browns, we need to fry them. So there's few dishes which we have to fry them. And I don't want it to mix it with our normal original menu where we use chicken pakoras as well, our lamb haggis pakora as well. I don't want to use the same fryer. So fitting a new fryer into the kitchen was already, my kitchen team was like, oh, that's going to be very difficult. We will get confused and we'll put something into there, something into that. I said, I know, but we'll practice it. We'll practice it, and if it's going wrong, we're going to give that to a person. If it's something we put it by mistake into the wrong fryer, we're still going to make the non-veg, but we're going to give somebody who's using our bell-bottom original menu and tell them, like, try this and compare it with our chicken tikka non-veg, how you feel about chickpea non-veg. So we're not going to waste anything. We're still going to give it away to let other people try our new menu as well. Initially, we did make our kitchen team got confused and they made mistakes. But the fry pan fight was there as well. So we then buy the new style of fry pans. Because completely black colored and they're non-sticky fry pans. So I said, you know what? Now no chances of getting confused, because now this is a black and this is your original silver fry pans. And so yeah, well, we need to invest quite a lot of money as well in our kitchen packaging style as well. The way we're packaging our food, that's been changed, so we have to bring some new style of packaging which is more authentic in terms of, again, saving the planet as well. We never use plastic bags, paper bags. We use recycled silk sari bags, which is again save a lot of plastic, and save a lot of paper as well. So this is same way with the vegan packaging. When we started thinking of it, I know the vegan plant-based diet people also love to see that we are working towards saving environment as well. So the whole renewable plastic sugar can boxes, we started using it, which can be again melt in the water. So yes, when we thought of the vegan menu, when I start thinking of the vegan menu, I start also thinking like we need to bring a lot of new packaging as well to work with this menu, because we need to make everyone happy that we are doing a little bit towards saving the environment as well.
Well, you've described both your Indian cuisine and your vegan menu quite well, and it makes me definitely want to come over and give some of those menu options a try. What is the vegan community like in Edinburgh?
I'll say they are very happy that there are a lot of new vegan restaurants are opening. But on the top of it, vegan community is know what they're eating, and they go on social media as viral when anything new opens. They find out that this place vegan is doing really good. Also on the top of they're demanding every new restaurant takeaway to have at least some part of it doing vegan stuff as well into the menu. They do want to enjoy with their friends who are still not being as vegan as they are. So they expect every restaurant and takeaway to have at least some option, which gives them together. They can still sit on the same table and they can enjoy their vegan meal as well, while their friends are enjoying the normal their standard menu as well. And this is the same thought process I put into it. That if any friend of mine wants to come, and if I want to eat vegetarian, which is saying it's a vegan vegetarian, and my friend wants to eat something, he wants to fish and chips and everything, but I have all the options on the same table in one restaurant. I know it's hard, but this is the new trend, and we need to look into it, that everybody has a choice. And we as a business owners, we need to work it out that we be providing everyone a full package, and all friends can sit together and they can enjoy. If there is a vegan drink, they can enjoy, and there is a normal beer if somebody wants to enjoy. This is something giving more options if you want to progress and grow into your business.
It sounds like you've found the happy place with both non-vegans and vegans to be able to make sure that you're meeting everyone's needs. Have there any non-vegans who have been kind of turned off by the menu, or asked questions, or maybe questioned why you're serving both menus at the same time?
No, as such, no. That anyone been a little bit upset about it. I think the way we got a response was like very nice. We've been very surprised that a lot of non-vegans was calling us like, oh, you're doing you started a new menu on your website. What is it all about? And can you add these options as well onto your non-vegan? Because initially we forgot completely to add breads on our vegan menu. We just did the rice only. And then one of the persons just contacted us, say, you forgot to add bread. And I know you can add your tandoori roti and your chapati. They can be vegan, and you forgot to add them. Can you please add them? Because me and my partner is vegan and I'm not, but we want to enjoy and try. I would like to try today, because I see your menu and I felt like it's very tempting and I want to try it. But can you do me bread as such on our meal? Then I will feel more complete. And I said, it's a very good option. Again, your consumer, my customer tells me what I'm missing, and I immediately accepted. No, that's right. That's completely right. How can I forgot about it? And the next morning, I sat down with my marketing. I said, guys, we will change that. Well, I'll add breads onto it. I will ask my chef if we can do naan breads as well, which are vegan. And then my chef said, yes, we can. It's just I'm not going to make the dough, adding into eggs into it and any butter into it. I will just make a dough like we make in India at home, just by adding water and salt into it. And there's a special salt which comes we can reuse. And I said, thank you. If you can, I will be really grateful. And that's what next day we started making one more different kind of style of dough, and the breads are there. So now we do all breads in vegan as well, like we'll be doing in our non-vegan menu as well.
You mentioned that Indian restaurants in the UK serve food that's fat and greasy, adding butter and cream to the recipes.
Yeah.
Would you be able to talk a bit about why that's the case and what caused the change in recipes away from vegan and vegetarian recipes found in India?
Sure. This is again to do with the history of and UK started accepting the people across the world. And Pakistan and Bangladesh, they were neighboring countries, but they are more influenced with Pakistan cook more meat dishes, and Bangladesh cooks more fish-based dishes. And this is again the geographical reasons, and this is how they are more meat eaters and they are more fish eaters. And when they come across, and when we all met into the UK and selling the food with the Indian cuisine name, because Indian cuisine is very popular. And it do have vast and really big spectra where it can cover a lot of dishes. And when Pakistani restaurant sells Indian food, the chefs have a mindset by cooking it within a lot of oil, and they forget the gravy they're making. It's same gravy will be used for the vegetarian dishes as well. That's why when you open your container or takeaway container, you see the oil is floating into the corners. Then as if me, with a lot of experience and eating in a lot of different takeaways and restaurants, I know who cooked this sort of meal and what kind of chef, which part of world he's from as well. And then same thing when you go in a Bangladeshi restaurant and you order a vegetarian dish, again you will see the slightly amount of oil or the butter is garnished on the top of it before it's been served.
But it's really interesting that kind of through some of like the visual cues that you see in the way that it's cooked, you can tell where or maybe what region or where that chef might be from based on kind of how the food is coming out. Not to say, one is better than the other in terms of health, health is different for everyone and what health means for everyone is different. But yeah, that's a really interesting insight. So Pankaj, what inspired you from the very beginning? What kind of drove you to start to be involved in kind of the food industry? What inspired you to take on this huge challenge?
So it's all started when I was a kid, and so growing up with 3 elder brother and sister, I always involved in kitchen with my mother because cooking for so many people or 6 people in the house. I always comes to see my mother's doing alone all the work, and I was like, Mom, can I help you? And traditionally, I'm not allowed to. And she was like, no, you'll just leave it. But I know I love to, because I was such a foodie person as a kid. And I was like, let me help you. I'm making bread. She's doing something, and I'm making bread for her. Then after bread, she was like, oh, I have to do dishes now. And I said, like, why don't I do the dishes? And you go and enjoy your meal. So it's all started. And every time my father finishes work at 4 o'clock, and I always love to jump onto the kitchen. I say, I make the brunch. So I used to cook brunch at 4 o'clock for everyone. And this is all started from there, that I started loving. I started knowing what masalas goes in where, making small dishes. And my mom started relying on me. And I was like, I started doing good. And she, at one point, I see on her face, like, are you not going to the kitchen to make us a 4 o'clock meal today? I was like, yeah, I will. Thank you. I go. And this is all started that I started loving cooking. I see a lot of passion when I'm making any food, but I also, as a kid as well, I was doing a lot of experiment with the dishes. I'm not going to add coriander today. I'm going to add something else today. I'm not going to add this masala mama. Let's see what it converts to it. And this is how, when I came to Scotland to do my final years of undergraduation, and this is where I see the Indian food is not as good or tasty as it was back home. And then I met a lot of Scottish friends, a lot of English friends, and the only thing I used to talk with them was food. because I don't know, they try to share like, or let's talk about football. And I said, yeah, like in football as well, in Murrayfield Stadium, they don't sell any Indian snacks. And this is where I don't feel that great about it. Why don't? And I talk a lot of Indian benefits of Indian meal, how Indian food is more healthier in India. It's not here. And they were like, you talk a lot about food. Why don't you open your own restaurant? And this is where it comes to my head, like, yes, they're right, actually. I should open my restaurant. And from 2011 till 2015, I was working in bank, making my lunch meals, were opening in the lunch meals at the time, eating with my friends, and they were like, oh, it tastes so good, can we try? And this 5 years of journey working in bank till 2015 given me the confidence that I can make Indian meal, which everyone loves it. Just now, in 2015, they all said, you should open your restaurant and we'll come and eat in your restaurant every night if you give us the same meal which you're bringing in your lunch. I said, well, so I decided, okay, I'm going to quit my banking career there. I'm not going to be in finance any longer. I'm going to go and open my own restaurant. But the challenges were, I have no idea how the restaurant system works in Scotland. And then I started, okay, to start a business, first I need to work into a restaurant or takeaway to know more about it. And then I started working for one of the very established chain in Edinburgh. I started working for them. I learned a lot good stuff there, how to do it, how to manage it, how to run it, and how to perform the best part of it, which is cooking. But also keeping in mind, I was also doing a lot of experiment there as well while working, giving a lot of suggestion to the business owner that to make it more faster. The only thing we're failing into delivering the food on time. Our food is getting late, which is the biggest problem. We need to work on it. And he was like, but no, this is the standard way of doing the Indian food delivery, which take 2 hours. There's nothing we can do. We have to make fresh food and we have to deliver it, and it takes time. And I was like, no. There's a lot of things we can cut down. But the challenges were like a lot of business owners don't want to change their business strategy. They want to stick to it. And making any changes, they make them feel that they will lose their customers. And by learning all these gaps in the markets one by one, okay, he's not happy with making the changes with the delivery time. He still wants to serve it in 2 hours of the time. Let's work with somebody else. Then again, I switch my job, and then else learning. And I got a lot of solutions of the problems that Indian food delivered within hour and 30 minutes. But it's easy to break it down and make it like only 35 minutes of delivering the food. And this is where I come up, like I said, now they're not listening to me, but I'll do something my own, which they will see the results. And then I think I'll be more satisfied by putting my business model to my own restaurant, which is Bell Bottom. And now we deliver super fast. Within 45 minutes, you have your meal in your home, and which is very warm and not going to be cold as well, because we use this insulated heated bags, which keeps the food over 60 degrees Celsius temperature. And we don't use plastic and paper. So again, there's no chances of anything get melted in the bag. So we bring healthy food, quick, fast, and which is again hot when it's arrived at your table.
Well, I'd like to just ask you to share a little bit about the future of Bell Bottom. I know you have some plans for a new location. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So for Bell Bottom, it's been started only this year in January when we opened in lockdown. But we covered a lot of social media coverage where I knew it as a young entrepreneur, and I know the young generation is very much onto their mobile phones on Facebook, and given us a great chance to get connected very quickly. And this is how we got a great response from the start of the day one from Bell Bottom opening till now. We've been busy, and we've been connecting to the customers very, very easily with the social media platforms. And by using the right technology inside the restaurant as well, with driver tracking system and the boxes we are using, it just given us everything very organized and smoothly functioning. So we come up that we are serving Edinburgh, but we are serving only certain part of Edinburgh. We are not serving the whole Edinburgh. And by not serving the whole Edinburgh, we still get calls from the other side of the city saying, oh, we love your food, but why don't you open a store near us? And when I decided if I'm going to open a second store, this is not just going to be a store. It's going to be something where we're doing more experiments with the food. And there is still a whole gap in the market, which is gluten-free Indian food, which is again no Indian restaurant or takeaway are still focusing on. That they like all the French food, Italian food, where pizzas we heard a lot of gluten-free pizzas. Come in and enjoy vegan pizzas. There's a lot of new places are opening with pizzas and pasta. But again, Indian food, and no entrepreneur like to do experiment with Indian food. And this is why I feel like if I'm going to open another bell bottom, it's going to be doing more menus, which are covering, again, more people in Edinburgh. So yes, we're opening a new store very shortly, which is my, again, dream project, which we're establishing 3 different kitchens in one store. And it's a massive unit, and which we are calling it a food production unit now, where we'll be distributing our food. So considering the Edinburgh's council's health and safety requirements, now we're trying to establish one kitchen which is completely gluten-free, which is completely other side of the whole production side. So there is no fumes of anything in the air will be there. So it's going to be very well done kitchen. It's going to be covered, and so that nothing can be added. When we say gluten free, you want to say it's 100% gluten free Indian food. And same way we're building another one, second space we're building vegan kitchen, which is going to be again completely producing Indian vegan meals. And then our normal original cuisine, which is again our original menu, which is non-vegan, which is we're completely keeping a very aside as well, which has more pressure on the chefs, because they have to compete with 2 different teams, which we are hiring now from London. We got some sponsor license we applied to recruit them from Europe and India as well. So chefs coming, which are they have like their vast expertise in preparing Indian vegetarian meals, and also into the gluten-free meals. So yes, we are planning to next year, January 2022, 14th of January, we're planning to open our second store, which is going to provide 3 different menus on our one website on Flipdish. But currently there are 2, but there's one more menu will be added very shortly into it. And
that's awesome. Well, we're gonna hold you to that. January 14th, 2022. We'll be waiting to see that new location open up. That's very exciting, Pankaj.
Yeah, it's like when I thought of it, and when I decided like yes, I'm ready for it. I got my friends and family was like, no, you're not, because you just traded only like now 8 months, and you're talking about second store. You're already working 7 days. You're not free. You're not available much. You're working so hard. Why you want to do second store? But this is every entrepreneur wants to grow as a business. If they see it's doing good, and you love your product, you love your services, then it's just a matter of believing more on yourself and committing to more for yourself, giving more time to your business, then enjoying a little bit extra in the evening times. But I think it's just all going to be paid off when I see that I covered what maximum people not even think about it.
It sounds like you have a sound, well thought out plan. So I don't doubt your success. And we'll be excited to watch you grow and thrive early next year.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of Flipdish Takeaways. If you'd like to find out more, please visit our website at flipdish.com. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe wherever you're listening. See you next time.